And ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the virtual trade show this year, Fear Expo. And this is another one of our vendor spotlights. I'm here with Storm and our very special guest, Rocky Elrod of Dread Farm Productions down in the electric city of Anderson, South Carolina. Actually, when he's not in cyberspace, that's where he's hanging out. Rocky, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, we are just hanging out in the internets, as they say.
Yeah.
Dead Farm Productions. I've heard the name. I've seen a lot of haunted houses down in the upstate of South Carolina. You know, that's really close to me. And you have worked with an awful lot of the local haunts down there with your company. What exactly is Dead Farm Productions, and how are you working with these haunts?
So we started as I started doing haunted houses when I was young. I've been doing them since I was in high school, and I started doing it for a church group in 1991. And then I've done haunted houses pretty much every year. Sometimes I've done them in multiple states within the same year. And then all of a sudden, I got to where I was enjoying building the props for people. And then basically we did a few short films under the Dead Farm Production name. And then we just went full on building props and animatronics for people. And now it's led to where a lot of local haunts around within the couple states have me on site building scenes and everything else too.
Nice. So I know that a couple of the haunts that you've worked for, I've been to. Mad World comes to mind in particular. I know that you have done some work for them.
Yes,
how do you get hired by things like this? If I was a haunted house owner and I lived in the Carolinas, Georgia, Tennessee area, someplace in your area, and I need somebody who could give me a really good set design or build something for me, do you go out and advertise yourself, or are you one of these people that just word of mouth?
Yeah, most people know me around here because I've been doing the haunts for longer than most everybody, and I've also done them in so many locations around here that people see me on the news and other things. So a lot of haunts just know who I am. And then I approached a Mad World. I approached them a couple years ago and told them what I could do for them, and me and themselves both are so happy that we teamed up as far as on the building stuff. They're loving it and I'm loving it. And then there's other haunts around as well that I do that try to get me as much as I can come out.
Every time I drive down to Atlanta, I see Mad World sitting there off of, I believe, exit 34 in Easley, right off the interstate, so you can see it real cool. And I assume some of those things you can see from the interstate are things that you've built.
Some of the things you can see right now, definitely. We just built. We're building a brand new attraction.
Ooh.
And they have a haunted attraction right now, a walkthrough that lasts for a good 30, 45 minutes. It's getting longer every year. And we've really started putting a lot of new technology and stuff in it. And the one attraction that they have me on right now is not another haunted house. That I can say that, but It is a haunted attraction, and it is going to be amazing. And it will be open the same nights that they are open this season, September, October, and November, most weekends. And that's when this will be open. And if you follow Mad World's Facebook page, they will reveal in a short time period what that event is going to be.
Excellent. I haven't been down there since 2018, so I'll definitely have to swing by this year. So what have you got at your virtual booth here at Fear Expo? What are some of the products and some of the services that you're advertising?
So we've still got the ice cream carts, which was a hit last year at Transworld. We had we sold 20 of them things at Transworld. That was our number one deal. It's totally mobile. You can push it around without airlines or power or anything. It's got its own battery source that'll last for days. It's got its own air source. It's got its own air source that'll last for you to scare people 20 or 30 times without even just adding any air.
That's the one that Joe Kirk was running around from Sweet Dreams Scare House. Oh wow, I did not know you built those. I thought that was
Yeah.
That was something he built. That is a fantastic prop. If you need something like that, they were wandering around the floor with that in the last time they had the show. So
yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, and we got a popcorn machine that's just like it. And it's really neat. It's got a flash cracker up in the top area that pops and scares people, and the animatronic that pops up, and it's totally mobile as well.
That's awesome, and that's great, especially with mobility, because I know a lot of things I've seen with haunts that they don't jump on is, you know, the promotional value of some of these things. You know, for the hayride I worked for years, one of our big promotional items was working the local fair. And, you know, we always needed a mobile prop, something that didn't require a lot of energy, didn't require hose lines, that we could bring there and run for a few hours and really draw in that attention. Also, see you do photo ops, which is another thing that I think haunts underused. Can you tell us a little bit about the photo ops you build?
Yeah, I built one for Mad World 2 seasons ago, I think, and it was basically it was 2 doors, like on the Walking Dead, where they have dead inside, don't open, dead inside,
and don't dead open inside. Yep.
Yeah. And then so we had 2 of them doors, and we made, and basically we chained them, and we had zombie arms and hands coming out the crack between the doors, and then the doors would open and shut like this so much until the chains would grab, and we had a chainsaw. We make chainsaw blades that have a smooth welded chain on, where you can put them on different styles and different colors. You can put them on your chainsaw, and then if somebody accidentally touches it, it won't cut them, but it looks like it's going to cut them in half. So we sell them. And so what I did was I made one that was like 3 or 4 foot long, a huge chainsaw blade, and we put it on a saw that don't work. But what we do is the saw actually goes in between the door about midways up. So when you come up to the photo op, you grab the saw, and it looks like you're cutting right through the center of the zombies, and the doors are moving. And when you pull the trigger on the chainsaw, it'll go from zombie sounds to a chainsaw running sound with zombies hollering and stuff. So it's a pretty cool photo op. It looks like you're just attacking and taking over.
That's fun. Now, one of the things you told us before we started was that you also make a blood product. You know, everybody's always looking for that perfect blood source. And I assume you've got a secret recipe that works for what you use?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of people that use our blood, and they love it because, like, most people know that our blood is for actors. You can put it on your skin, face. You can even put it in your mouth, and it won't hurt you. It's non-toxic. Well, when you put it on your skin, it dries within minutes, and it even quicker with a hairdryer. And when it's wet, it looks shiny, and it dries, and it peels off. Like any time at the end of the night when you're done using it, it peels off kind of like tape would. It just peels off pretty easy, but it stays on as long as you want it to. But what a lot of people don't know is, I mean, you on these permanent bloods, sometimes you have to pay $100 or more a gallon. So what we do with ours is you can use it for actors, but you can also put it on props. Like we put it on our chainsaw blades and ice cream carts and all that. And what you do is, as soon as it dries, you just take a cheap can of clear coat, like a $5 can of spray clear. You spray over it, and then it's cured. You can use it outside, and it won't go away. So for $40 for a gallon, you can have blood for both uses.
Versatility. I like that.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
No, not at all. Now, did you do work with Darkness Pines when they were open?
Me and Jason, I think we basically started hanging out and stuff when the year after he had done close for the year.
Right.
So I never got to go through it when it was open, but
okay.
He helped me some when I first started going to Trans World and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yep.
'Cause I remember he had a very creative haunt. I think they built like 99.6% of the things in the house. So I did not know if you were a part of that with set design and the building.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to it when it was running. I know I went through it when he took me on a tour through it when they were closed one night, and it was really not. They did a really good job on it. And I heard the characters were wild as well.
Now, as far as you're working for companies like Mad World at this time, are you actively seeking more clients at this point, or are you working primarily for one or two now, and that's all the work you can handle, or are you still looking for people?
I'm probably pretty booked from on-site stuff till October, but having said that, we do a lot of custom work also for haunted houses. I have a bunch of haunted houses that'll call me, and they'll either take like one of the props that we already have and maybe want it tweaked to where for their haunt, and we do that as much as people want, or they'll call and say, hey, I got this kind of room, what kind of ideas do you have? And we do that a lot too. So anything to give the haunts options, we do. We work with people. We can sit and talk to people for as long as they want about ideas and everything. So
nice.
Yeah.
And I assume that's something you'll be doing during the virtual trade show this weekend. That people will be contacting you, and you can sit down and help them basically design a haunt from scratch if that's what they need.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, we've got so much stuff. We've got the TV, digital stuff that scares you on furniture props. That's animatronics. We just put out a new prop this week. That's you would have to see. It's one of them props where, in person, you would buy it on over the internet, like if we just post it on a site. It's one of them things where it's really neat, but people need to see this thing because it's a bathroom sink with a mirror and the whole vanity and the whole wall panel. You get the whole scene, prop, everything. So basically a ghost or spirit, whatever, appears in the mirror, and then he looks up and he slams his bloody hands on the mirror, and then as he does that, and the bottom of the cabinet opens up, blood gushes out of the sink, out of the faucet into the sink, and an air cannon blast all at the same time, and then the cabinet door shuts by itself back. Comes with sound also. It comes with about everything you can think of, actually.
Wow.
Oh man, that must have been fun to create.
Yeah,
that's a neat concept, because I was looking at, like your Lizzie Doll animatronic being up here in New England, that just catches my eye just with the name, and I'm like, that is an awesome concept, having this vanity mirror and bureau, and just having that spectral image in the mirror. I mean, just the still picture is something like, woo.
That Lizzie Doll prop, I'm glad you brought that up. We actually have tweaked it a little bit. So what we've done that we felt, I mean, we could still do both versions, but what we've done that we feel like made it even better is now, instead of a center drawer opening and a doll popping up a little bit, we have it where the whole center section is a whole cabinet door of the dresser, and the whole door opens, and there's the whole doll is standing there, and an air blast out at you. So
that's awesome.
You see the whole doll standing there now in the cabinet, and the air blast too. So both of that's added.
Oh, that's a neat concept. Hey, Rocky, it's been a really challenging year, on top of everything, but for materials and, just shipping in general, what are you looking at for lead times for buyers this season?
I would say right now, already about a month. We've had orders all the way since the new year, and the live location, on location stuff. And I just hired a couple new guys. One guy, he's actually a guy that was working it, helping do a lot of manager type stuff at the Ripley's and a couple other even did the Halloween Horror Nights building team. So he's really good. He's been up here for a couple of weeks help him build stuff to help us stay caught up and get orders out faster. And I love the work that he's doing already. He's amazing.
Awesome. Well, we've had a great time with you. Badger, you got anything else to wrap up?
All I will say is, what booth do you know your booth number so people can find you? Because they'll see this on the stage or they'll see this on our site at our booth, and then we'll send them over to yours.
I was talking to Doug, the owner of the Fear Expo, and wanting to see the whole thing set up and all. And he's got a lot on his plate right now, and I don't as I don't have the booth number on me. We do have a whole showroom to ourselves. So you ain't got to go. You don't have to go click on a certain door and find us. We'll be in our own.
You've
room.
got the entire show floor.
Yeah,
Nice.
So,
very nice.
Nice.
I'm supposed to start finding out a lot more stuff in the next, like tonight and tomorrow.
Excellent. Rocky Elrod is the owner of Dead Farm Productions down in Anderson, South Carolina. He is also here at Fear Expo. Go find his showroom and see all his cool stuff. He told us before the show that his website is currently down, but if you Google Dead Farm Productions, you will find links to examples of his work. Be sure to talk to him this weekend at Fear Expo. Let him know what he can do for you. He's a builder. He's a set designer. He's got chainsaw blades. He's got props. I believe I own a distressed jacket that I got at a certain trade show a couple years ago, because our booth was near yours. I believe Jason may have passed that on to me, and it is fantastic. It has got some Dayglow paint and some blood on it, and if it's the blood you were talking about earlier, it is still there, and it is stellar. But on behalf of Storm and myself, Drew Badger from the Big Scary Show, go check out our booth, wink, wink. We'd like to thank Rocky Elrod of Dead Farm Productions here at Fear Expo, the virtual haunted trade show. And thank you so much for your time, Rocky.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.